I really liked this kit from the Papercraft Society. My favourite so far, with a range of colours and textures that are really superb. Whole set of dies that are very usable, and the papers, although very pink, gave me lots of ideas. I started off well outside my comfort zone and decided to make some wrapping paper using the stenciling. I don't really like stenciling normally, it makes me too inky on the fingers, and I don't have any special pixie spray or all the other trendy bits and pieces, but I was very pleased with the outcome and now have a nice roll of paper using just the inks from the kit on some a roll of paper I got from our local printers. Really happy with that. After that I decided to move on to the dies and made myself a garland. Well, it is sort of Christmas, so these are just black and white papers that I had from I think it was a mandala colouring pad that I was given, and I just cut out the flowers, some just the outer and some with a more detail in it, and that's ready to hang up in the hall. Really happy with that. There are a whole range of stamps as well, so I decided to make myself some very simple happy birthday sentiments using the stamps, some of my stash embossing powder, and a very useful little die that was in the kit too. I wanted to use up the pink card. I'm not a great fan of all this girly pink, so I used up some of the paper and the card in the box that came in the kit to make this useful little gift tag. Happy with that. And then we came to the cards. I feel a bit overloaded with cards at the moment, so there were just a range that I tried making various of the papers from the kit, the star dies, the supplied sentiment, some of my stash gems, and this very useful little U die as well. Variety on that, just to use up some of the card as much as I could. My goal with these kits is to use rather than build a stash, and that was more traditional, following probably more of the suggestions that were in the magazine that came with the kit. Very pleased with all these, particularly like the black and white baker's die, and I'm trying very hard, doing quite well at getting everything used. I didn't make many tags, but just a few with the supplied die cuts. I used, on this one I did use some of the gems that came in the kit as well. And I think that got me down to my last of my cards, using the stamp. I love this black and white stamp, the U die cut, and lots of the ink colour. So what have I got left after I've had this little run through? I've obviously got all the dies. I really like the frames that these have cut. A very useful selection. I've put them onto my own magnetic board because I find that the plastic they come with in the kit isn't so useful. Obviously you've got all the stamps, and that's going to be very useful for a long time going forward. Some quite interesting sentiments. I've got enough flowers to last me, but this one is special. The stencils, an occasional use, but actually this dotty funky one here turned out to be much more useful than I expected. Not really got into the gems very much, but they're appreciated, and I've used lots of the die cuts. When I get my kit, I go through and I run all of the dies through on some scrap paper I've got, and I've just kept the spare die cuts here in my kit just for practice for the future. And I've done very well getting all the way through the paper and card in the kit, down to just some of the pattern papers and some of the silver. So a useful practical kit, highly recommended. Looking forward to using the next one.